You just heard the song Harry by Kelsy Karter, and here to talk about Harry by Kelsy Karter, it's Kelsy Karter. What up, girl?
Hey, what's up?
How are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm jet lagged, but
Good.
I'm doing good.
Good. Where are you coming from that you're jet lagged?
I was in the UK for a few weeks, and I got back like 6 days ago, so I shouldn't be jet lagged anymore, but I am.
It takes a while. I don't blame you.
It does.
And it's like early
Yeah.
where you are, so like I don't even blame you at all.
Yeah.
So first of all, I just want to tell you that I've been so excited to do this interview because I absolutely love you and what you do and this song, and the story just got me because I'm a little bit of a Harry Styles fangirl too. So I was like, there's no way that someone loves him more than me, but you wrote a whole song, so I guess you love him more than me. So I guess we'll just sort of break this down for everybody. Do you want to go into the story, or should I start it off?
So basically, about almost a year ago, I was going through a really bad breakup, and I was just kind of sick of writing songs about it and crying and, being in that headspace. So I went into the studio with my guys and said, I don't want to write I want to write something fun. Like, let's just write some rock and roll. And it was like, let's write a song about Harry then, because they know how much I, admire Harry.
Mm-hmm.
So we did, and then we kind of just put it aside for the rest of the year, and then decided when Harry's birthday came around that we should, it was a good time to release it, and what were we going to do to kind of make it as big as it could be. And I'm kind of down for anything as long as it's not exploiting myself or hurting anyone else.
For sure.
And so we came up with this idea for the tattoo, and we spent like a week and a half brainstorming with the whole team. I had about a team of 8 people, and we just went in, and being in the modern world, we have certain resources at our disposal, like social media and stuff, and we just wanted to tap into that and do something that was kind of modern day rock and roll.
And it's completely rock and roll. This was like the most interesting publicity stunt I think I've seen in my, I guess, generation, my time.
Yeah.
I'm 24, I'm young, so like, I don't really have too much to tell.
Right. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. For like people like us that are around in this time,
Mm-hmm.
I think the urban world does it really well, like the hip hop world, and I wanted to. But you don't see much of it in, general pop, and less from like a singer like me. I'm just a little chick from New Zealand that came over to America to sing, and you got to find your entry point, and we kind of created our own entry point. So.
And it was brilliant, and it worked in your favor, like 100%.
Thank you so much.
The media obviously had a lot to say about it, good and bad. So what was your reaction to the media's reaction?
I honestly didn't. I learned a lot about myself through this whole process, because obviously I've never been in this situation before.
Right.
So it was definitely a bit of a shock that first day before the song was out, and nobody knew that there was a song coming.
Yeah.
It was just about the tattoo. There was so much. There wasn't really hate from media. It was more shocking from media. There was a lot of hate from, like, obviously the One Direction fans, and that was a bit jarring for me, just because I was never really bullied growing up. So it was a new feeling for me to just kind of being attacked the way I was without even having my art speak for it yet.
Yeah.
But I just thought I couldn't believe it, to be honest. Like, my mom and I were like, why do people care so much? Like,
seriously,
why is this a news story? But it was, I guess. But I learned a lot about myself, that, like, I was built for it, I can handle it, and I didn't let it get to me too much. I just focused on the love and, I guess, the humor behind it.
And I think that's what it is, too, because face tattoos are such a big thing in our culture now. Like, rappers always get the face tattoos. And I feel like in older generations always thinking, that's so stupid. Why would you do that to your face? And then you just come out with a giant, like, tattoo of his face on you. So, yeah.
I'm a girl, and I'm not a rapper. You know what I mean? So it was like those, in context with me, it was even more shocking. So.
And It worked out though, like I said, in your favor. Now we got this amazing song, Harry. So I was reading, I guess, some comments on YouTube, and like some people that still didn't really understand when the song first came out, what it was really about. So I kind of just want you to clear it up. You're a fan of Harry, right? And you're not poking fun at fangirls with the song.
You know what? I've seen that as well. Like people, it's really interesting and cool to see like people's perspectives on it, and like people have taken this the way that they've wanted to. But honestly, I'm just a fan of Harry, and I was going through a really hard time in my life, and I wanted to. When we initially wrote it, it was just to have fun, I guess. Yeah. And I've always wanted to work with Harry. He's like the number one singer that I've wanted to collaborate with, and I'm just one of those people that. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve or on my cheek, I should say.
Punny.
But I just wanted to express myself through my music. And, yeah, there was no, like, I wasn't making fun of anyone except really myself for having this, like, love for him. In saying that, I'm not in love with Harry. I'm not trying to date Harry or, whatever. I want to work with him, and if he wants to make me breakfast, then that's cool as well. But no, yeah.
No, I love that, and that's kind of like how I feel about it too. Like you were kind of speaking almost to people like me. Like I obviously
exactly.
know.
Like I wanted it to be like an anthem for the fans. Like I thought to myself, and it was such a happy process, and it was such a really like I said, I was going through a really hard time, and this whole journey of the Harry song from the beginning has been a really joyful experience for me. And I wrote the song and then realized that fans would love the song and that they could sing it as though they were singing it to Harry. And that was kind of my intention with the video. I mean, releasing it was that I wanted the fans to like feel like it was their song to him. Because I'm just a fan, and any musician that tells you they're not a fan of somebody, like a super fan of somebody, I mean, they're bullshit now. So
no, it's true. You said you wrote this song kind of, I guess, as a distraction. You had your heart broken. So, I mean, was it a good distraction? Did you find it like therapeutic almost?
Oh, definitely. It was. I mean, writing music of any kind for me is therapy. Like, if I'm going through a hard time, usually you'll get the best stuff out of me then.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, being a musician, like you get to go to that place and like let everything out. And I just feel really blessed that I have an outlet for my pain. And I strongly encourage people to find that for themselves because it's awesome. It's better than drugs.
I think that's what I love about people that write their own music too, because it's coming from them and the way like you sing your songs. I mean, I listened to a bunch of other songs by you, Out of Drugs, and that one to me is like so. I feel your heart in it. It's like emotional, and it puts me in my feels.
Thank you so much. Yeah. The ironic thing about that one is I actually wrote that with my ex.
Oh.
And that song in particular, I can't really sing it anymore, to be honest. It's just a really like kind of heavy place for me to go, but that's what music's all about, It's about letting, I don't really want to sing anything that doesn't have some kind of meaning to me, like in my personal life, even if it's a metaphor for it,
for sure,
for what's happening in my life. If I don't want to like expose, details, but I'm kind of better at writing stuff in my lyrics than I am saying them in words. So luckily I've got music to do that.
I'm sorry for throwing you off with that one. It's just it reminded me of that. I love that song by you.
I mean, that's a lot of people's favorite, and a lot of it, and I'm sure it's people's favorites because it's, a really real song.
Yeah. I mean, it gets me. But I guess just to move on so we don't get too heavy on you with this one, I basically kissed your ass this entire time because I really do love what you're doing. And you're so rock and roll, which is very refreshing to me in this day.
Thank you.
I grew up on rock and roll, and I'm always looking for new rock music, and I think you've got it. So what are some of your influences, and who do you listen to?
Well, I grew up listening to a lot of jazz and soul, like James Brown and Sam Cooke were like vocally my idols. Like I loved them so much.
I can kind of hear that.
And my dad's a musician, and all my family are musicians, so that was kind of the music that they brought me up on. And then when I found rock and roll, they made me singers. Those artists made me singers. James Brown, Sam Cooke, Elvis. But then when I discovered like the Rolling Stones and Queen and Bowie, like they made me want to be an artist, if that makes sense.
Me too.
yeah. So they're kind of, and then the Beatles songwriting is like I love the chord progressions and the melodies of the Beatles. So it's kind of just like those are where I pull so much of my inspiration from. But then I also want to bring something new and fresh. So listening to modern day music as well, and just putting tinges of that in. My producers are really good at like kind of hybriding the old and the new sound to make it like a new take.
And that's definitely what I hear. Like I hear all of those like soul influences in your music too. And
yeah,
like really like rocking songs, like in Harry obviously, and Catch Me If You Can, like those are just very like good jams,
Thank you. Yeah. I mean the my voice is like a soulful voice.
It is.
So it's like, why not utilize that? I guess that I make rock and roll music, so it's just about putting those two things together. Make my little baby.
There you go. So you've said previously that obviously you're a rock and roller. But you said previously that you don't really belong in the pop world. So why do you think that? Because I feel like you could cross over a little bit, and even like Harry Styles does it, and even people like Halsey. So why do you feel like you're just rock?
No, they're great examples. And like another one I think is Lord. I think that all of those people do a really good job at kind of being in an alternative kind of sense and a pop sense. I guess I just say that because I'm scared of the word a little bit, just because when people hear pop, they think, being people look at me and they probably think that that's what, I make like straight pop music. But I really love rock and roll, and I want to bring it back in a female way. And it's just such a mission of mine that I don't think that, like, I want to transcend what the meaning of rock is for sure and make it a big thing like Bowie did and like these people did. But the word pop just scares me. Mm-hmm. So I try to veer away from it. But yeah, of course, like I want to be the biggest thing, the biggest name there is in rock and roll. So if that means being called pop as well, then bring it on.
I guess that's kind of like the answer I was looking for, because back in the day, I suppose rock music was the pop music, and I kind of want that to be a thing again, it's popular culture is what it is, and I love pop music too. I love rock music equally. It's just, I kind of just want them all to clash,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's just like people's first, you think of pop, you think of like bubblegum kind of thing. That's where my head is at, and I just want to make, you're right, you put it perfectly, like I want to make rock pop again, I guess.
Yeah, just make that, the main stream.
Yeah, let's go.
There you go. So I did some digging, and I found out that you wrote a song for Zayn of One Direction. So has that been released, or are there plans to release it?
You know what, it's the songwriting game is a fun, unpredictable game, but yeah, about a year and a half ago I wrote a song with another awesome writer and producers, and yeah, Zayn wanted it. He cut it and everything. I don't know if his direction changed or whatever, but it's yes, it's written and he's on it, and whether it gets released or not, that's just kind of a waiting game. But that's awesome. How the songwriting world works,
Yeah, but it's still so cool because it's almost like full circle in a way. It's like you wrote this song, and then now you have Harry.
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of cool. Whether Zayn releases it or someone else releases it, you will know one day.
Well, let us know, because I have to obviously listen to it. I love Zayn as an artist too. I think he's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you recently opened for the Struts in the UK, which, by the way, they're probably one of my favorite bands also, like newer bands.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like?
It was amazing. I mean, they're like they're one of my favorite bands, modern day bands, and they're kind of like a modern day version of Queen and the Rolling Stones put together. You know, Luke is just he's the best frontman I've seen, you know, of our generation. And if you don't like their music on, you know, listening to it, go to their show and you'll fall in love, because they are just the most incredible live experience ever. And to be asked on tour with them was a dream come true. Yeah, it was the best.
That's awesome. So, like, were people in the crowd, I guess, like, singing with you? Like, did they have any idea who you were, or did you see, like, you were gaining more of a following from that?
Yeah, it was cool because, you know, being an opener on tour, you have the fear of, like, oh, my God, when I go on stage, no one's going to be there yet, because they're not, majority isn't coming to see the opener, they're coming to see the headliner.
Right.
But every single show was packed when we went out there, and it was electric. It was just the best thing ever. And yeah, we got fans. You know, obviously we gained fans from it, and there are a good amount of people that were there to see me, which was really cool. And when you're like standing there singing your songs and people are singing along with you, like it turns me on. Like, it was just the coolest. Yeah. And in the UK as well, you know, like, I mean, obviously my whole Harry story blew up in the UK because Harry's British and all that. So there was a good amount of people that were there to see me and for my music, you know. So it was cool.
That's probably, you sound like very, like, I can hear it in your voice, just like excited and happy about that. Like, I don't know, very fulfilling, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I do this. That's why we did the whole tattoo thing. People would hear my music. You got to think outside the box, and you got to do what you got to do and go after what you want. Otherwise, you're just going to be one of millions and millions that are trying to do the exact same thing. And I'm really not afraid of stepping out of the box. It's kind of my thing. So to then have people standing there on tour with one of my favorite bands in one of my favorite countries, and people are singing my songs that I wrote, and you know, it is the most warm feeling to me, because we did this whole tattoo thing so that people could hear my music, and it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah.
So now, the boys with the long hair, I want to talk about them. That's your band, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So how did you guys, like, meet and link up? And I think it's really funny that they all have long hair. That's incredible to me.
A couple of them are here right now, actually.
Are they? I'm like a sucker for a man bun, so.
Say hi.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
Hello, boys with the long hair. How are you?
Hi. Good, how are you?
Good.
We're in the studio right now. They're writing a song in the other room.
Oh. What are you guys writing about? Can you give some deets?
They're writing with another awesome artist.
Okay.
So busy working. Yeah.
Hard at work there.
Yep.
So are they like your touring band, or they're like your band?
Yeah, they're my like OGs.
Oh, I love
my touring
that.
band, my hang out on the weekend band, my go get tacos band. they're my everything.
They're your band and your friends.
Yeah, my one of my guitarists he actually plays bass. He played bass for me on tour, but he is actually my best mate, and he writes and produces a lot of my music with me. So he's been kind of the OG from the start, and then the other guys are our new ride or dies, and yeah, it's a good little crew. And then actually my kind of new bass player is the stage manager of the Strut. Is actually going to be playing bass for me as well now. So it's a really cool little family net we've got going on.
I love that. It's like you're making music with the people that know you best, you know?
100%. There's no other way to do it. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't have it any other way. It would suck if you had to like tour and write music and stuff with people you didn't love.
Yeah, and didn't get on with.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about What You now. You just came out with that on the 19th. Again, another fire song, as if we expected anything less.
Thank you.
So we're going to play it after the interview, but I just want to hear like your take on the song and kind of like what it's about, what it means to you.
Well, What You is kind of like I've just never been the kind of person to sit back and wait for something to happen. I've always kind of gone after what I want, and whether that be in life or in like boys or, in recent news, getting my music out there, I guess. And like with the whole Harry stunt and all the hate that came in and everything, we wanted to release something that was kind of representative of my spirit and what I stand for as a person, you know?
Yeah.
So What You was just kind of like, you know, the lyric is just very like, what are you going to do about it? Like, fuck you, I'm coming for what I want.
That's
kind of
right.
thing. And I want my fans to feel like they can do anything and they can go after what they want without being afraid of it. So
And you can't be stopped.
You cannot be stopped. And just in the context of this song, it's about like going after a guy, but it's bigger than that for me. It's just kind of representative of anything you want to go after in life.
I love that. So for those just tuning in, I'm joined by singer and songwriter Kelsy Karter, chatting about her single Harry and all the media momentum and her artistry. So Kelsy, you're extremely active on social media and you're very interactive with your fans. I always see you like retweeting and liking people's things, which is awesome. And I appreciate you for retweeting me the other day, so thank you. So I do have some fan questions for you.
Okay.
Angelica on Twitter wants to know if you've got an album on the way.
Yes, I do. Songs for the rocket ship.
Yes. And do we have a release date?
I do not have a release date yet.
Okay, but it's on the
Sorry.
way. No, that's okay.
It's on the way.
Awesome. Caitlin wants to know if you'll be doing any touring in the U.S., specifically Chicago, but I would prefer New York.
I will definitely be doing touring in the U.S., and I'm have an inkling it might be East Coast. So, yeah, over the summer, yeah.
Oh, yes. Love summer concerts. Cool.
Yeah.
And then at Boba Bobbles, if that's how you say it, is curious if you've ever read any Harry fan fiction. I know it's a little bit of a weird one, but...
I have not read any Harry fan fiction. However,
Good for
I
you.
actually didn't know about fan fiction until there's a movie coming out called After
Yes.
that's, I guess, all based off of fan fiction. And before I heard about that, I had no idea about that they even existed. So, yeah.
I was going to even, mention that to you. I was never into the fan fiction either. I guess just when I started liking Harry Styles, I think I was a little too old for it, you know? So
The fan fiction?
Yeah, the fan fiction.
Yeah.
So I wasn't old enough for the band, just old enough for that.
I love that I get, people will hate on me for writing the song, but then they'll go and write fan fiction that's,
right.
so much more graphic than the song.
And dramatic and just doesn't
but it's
even...
all right. We've all got our thing.
Right.
Can't please everybody.
Exactly. So you got a show coming up. You're playing the Moroccan Lounge in Los Angeles on March 31st. So what can we expect from you?
Oh, I don't even know. I'm so excited for it. You have no idea. I'm going to have all my boys with long hair.
Yes.
We're going to sing our hearts out, play our hearts out. Just, I don't know. I've been waiting to do a headline show in Los Angeles for a very long time. So people that know me know that this is a big moment for me. And if you come, you'll have a blast. Yeah.
I'm so excited for you. I feel like
and I'm giving away the only copy of Harry that's on vinyl. I'm giving the only copy away at the show.
Do you have to enter for that?
You enter when you walk in. So you put in, we're going to have a thing where you put your name in a hat and, but there's a whole thing that's happening during the show that it's more than just that. So yeah, you got to come to the show to find out.
Awesome. Well, looking forward to that. I hope somebody live streams it so I could see it from here in New York.
Definitely.
It sounds awesome.
Because my parents can't be there, so I'm definitely going to have somebody live stream.
Yeah. Okay, good. Tweet out that link. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
So we got a quick game, if you don't mind playing with us for a minute here. It's a little bit of a rapid fire. So I'm going to set the timer for a minute, and we'll see how many we can finish, okay?
Okay, cool.
All right. Ready? And go. Your favorite Harry Styles song?
From the Dining Table.
Oh, yes. Favorite song of yours?
Oh, it's not out yet.
Okay. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
Oh, I love that. I'm dating Leo, so cool.
Oh.
Yes, love a Leo. I'm a Pisces, if that makes at any
Oh,
clear.
I'm dating a Pisces.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Oh my God.
We could actually have a conversation about this after because
We can.
Yeah.
We're more off air. We'll talk about it.
I love this. Okay. So dream location or venue you want to play for a concert?
Madison Square Garden.
Yes, honey. Favorite venue or place that you've already played?
Ooh, the O2 Shepherd's Bush in London.
Love it. I always want to see a concert there. What breakfast food would you have Harry Styles make for you?
A full English.
Okay. And an artist that you'd love to collaborate with?
Oh, Harry Styles.
There you go. Awesome. You finished it before a whole minute. And I talked in between. All right. So I have 2 more questions. Thank you for being so patient with me here.
Of course.
So it's Women's History Month, and I'm actually celebrating here on the show tonight. I'm playing all women artists. So who are some women that you look up to?
Do they have to be artists?
No, they can be anybody. Dead or alive,
my
too.
mother.
Oh, I love
My
yes.
mom is my biggest inspiration in the whole world.
Me too.
Yeah, sorry, you too?
Your mom, too. No, I'm kidding. My mom.
Hell yeah, for moms. Who else, Kristen? I don't know. My mom is just my biggest inspiration. Fuck, I sound so stupid right now.
No.
What other women are there that I look up to?
That's honestly incredible, though, because that means that you just have such a genuine, honest, amazing relationship with your mom that you can't even think of anybody else. So I love that as an answer. Aww.
I mean, I love all the women in my life. We're all strong and kind of independent, and you know, I'm sitting next to one right now. Her name's Kristen. She does my makeup. She makes me look pretty.
Oh yeah.
But
shout out her.
Yeah, right.
Your videos always look great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just love having. I like women that have an opinion and aren't afraid to express it. So
me too.
All of those, I love you, and for those who don't, you can do it.
Right on. And then lastly, what's the best piece of advice you've received or like a motto that you live by?
The brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all.
Ooh. I'm about to get that tattooed. I like that. I feel like I've heard like similar versions to that, but not really like that word for word, and I like that.
Yeah, I really like that. Since I was like a little kid, I was always I was super rebellious, and I always just thought, you know, that saying ask for forgiveness, not for permission.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of like the way that I was as a kid, and then I found that quote, brave may not live forever, but the cautious do not live at all, just because you got one life, and you got to go out there and, you know, tear some shit up.
Live it up. Do what you got to
Yep.
do. Make your dreams come true.
Yep.
Live your life. Awesome. Well, Kelsy Karter, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. This was just incredible for me. I loved chatting with you, and I just really think you're going to take off. Like, I fully,
Thank you so much.
100% believe in you. That's why I had to get
Thank
you
you so
before
much.
you blew up.
Well, you know, like I love going back to me talking to fans and being active on social media. It like gets me off. I love it. I love talking to my fans because I couldn't do this. Like before, when I first started music, it was because I wanted to, you know, be a singer, big singer, and be famous and all that. And then when time went by and I was away from my family, it became about that and wanting to, you know, give back to my family. And then when I started getting fans, I realized that there's such a bigger purpose to it all, and having like the power to influence and affect a generation. Like I realized that that's something I want to do through my music. So talking to fans and being a part of each other's world is such an awesome part of doing this for me.
I love that. And I think that like your fans can see that. Like I get that from your social media, that you want to communicate and interact and have an impact on people, and it's beautiful, really, that relationship that you have.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do it without them. You know, we're in this together now. So.
Yeah. So if you're in the LA area, go to the Moroccan Lounge on March 31st. Check her out. Go get that Harry on vinyl. Are there tickets still on sale for the show?
I think so.
Okay.
Hopefully. The ticket link's in my bio. So.
Yes, link in the bio.
Yeah, 31st. You said that, right? The 31st.
Yes, March 31st, Moroccan Lounge, Los Angeles. Go there, be there, or be square. Don't be square. Make sure to follow Kelsy on Twitter and Instagram at Kelsy Karter. There's no E in Kelsy. And then keep requesting Harry, our listeners. And now, obviously, request What You. In fact, we're going to play What You right now. So, Kelsy, actually, do you want to do the honors of introducing your new song?
Sure. This song is called What You, and it is my new single.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy, yes.